Alright, what's up, y'all? This your girl Katie Influencer, and this is Crime in the Hood TV. As you all know, some may know, some may not. I just recently lost my nephew, Christopher Keyshawn Williams, 23 years old, shot in the chest in Greenville, South Carolina. Innocent bystander, stray bullet. The night that I started doing my little podcast, it was the same night he was being shot dead. March 24, 2024 is a day I never forget. And from that day on, I made a vow to myself to see justice for anybody that's either died by gun violence, done got hurt by gun, missing, kidnapped, trafficked. I'm willing to cover any story. But this story I'm covering today is definitely a hard one. This case here brings us to Charlotte, North Carolina, where a Charlotte mother and her two young children were found dead in their home on Friday afternoon. Police discovered the bodies around 1:45 p.m. after executing a search warrant. The victims were identified as 22-year-old Markayla Johnson and her children, 4-year-old Miracle and 7-month-old Messiah. Police Chief Jennings announced that authorities are searching for a suspect believed to be Johnson's boyfriend, who may be in the Carolinas. A missing person report was filed on March 3rd, but wasn't publicly announced until March 8th. Chief Jennings expressed regret for the delay, stating that authorities typically try to release missing persons reports quickly, especially when foul play is suspected. The investigation is ongoing. All right. First, I want to give my condolences to the family. This is very hard, and I'm so sorry that this had to happen this way. I hate that an evil person is able to come into somebody's home or however and kill the mom, kill the kids. You pulled the trigger on the kids. It's the gun violence for me. But if I can get more people like me willing to give awareness to this, something can stop. We can do something. Something can help. It can help. It can get out to different people. This video is strictly meant for awareness. All right, I have one news article published March 18th, 2024. A search warrant made public Monday afternoon is giving new details in the police investigation into the deaths of Markayla Johnson and her two children, who were found dead in Northeast Charlotte apartment. Police are working to extradite 34-year-old Benjamin Taylor, who was arrested on Saturday in Southern California. He is charged with 3 counts of murder and 1 count of concealing a death. The newly released search warrant provides a clearer timeline of police activity in the case. Johnson's family reported her missing on March 3rd. According to her search warrant, Johnson's cell phone was turned off that same day in the area of the apartment and not turned on again. The warrant said Johnson's family went by the apartment on March 5th but didn't get an answer. The next day, March 6th, the warrant said an employee at the apartment complex went inside and did not see anything. So if somebody went inside the apartment and didn't see anything, why when the police double back, they in there? Allegedly. Did you move the bodies? Allegedly. Within a week of doing the investigation from our missing person unit, they were able to determine that all leads were exhausted. CMPD Chief Johnny Jennings told reporters there was a potential that some sort of criminal activity had occurred, and we were able to get a search warrant and develop probable cause Friday. The search warrant says officers were able to access the apartment after they noted there were no car seats in the mother's car and no child care items in the apartment. Officers carried out the search warrant on March 15th, which is when they found human remains of Johnson and her children. So let's go back. The next day, March 6th, the warrant said an employee at the apartment complex went inside and did not see anything. But March 15th, they found human remains of Johnson and her children. So March 6th, they wasn't in the apartment. Because in my mind, logically, if you go inside the apartment, you're going to look in each room. But why when March 15th come and they searched the apartment, this woman and her babies is in there dead? We need an answer for that. And I know that the officer also expressed like regret, but it did take too long. If there was already a welfare check in process and no one got an answer immediately, it should have been something else going on. So I don't really got all the details in there. I don't know how they really went out, but it's just a sad situation that just I hate happened. And I feel like more people need to be out here talking about it. I feel like we got to keep saying her name, Markayla Johnson, Messiah Johnson, Miracle Johnson. Okay. Just give me chills, y'all. I'm still new to this. Just bear with me. According to the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction Records, Taylor's criminal record dates back to 2007, just like Robbie Fleming with my nephew. Rap sheet. They had chance after chance after chance after chance, and they keep letting these people out. They keep letting them out. Slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist, slap on the wrist. If a person keeps getting away with things, they're going to keep doing it. I hate it like that, but that's what they do until they really hurt somebody. Like Christopher Keyshawn Williams, my baby. Like Markayla Johnson. Like Messiah Johnson. Like Miracle Johnson. Markayla, only 22 years old. Messiah, only 7 months. Miracle, only 4 years old. This violence got to stop, y'all. We need more people out here to stand for us in a whole, in general. We got to learn how to love one another. If you can't walk away, if somebody don't want to be with you no more, leave it there. Leave it there. None of this is worth nobody's life, especially these babies. So his record dates back to 2007, when he was convicted of felony breaking and entering in Carubas County. In 2011, he was convicted of assault on an officer in Mecklenburg County, and again with another assault in 2016. In 2018, he was convicted of possession of a firearm by a felon, plus some drug convictions in Forsyth County. Taylor also has pending charges in Mecklenburg County, where he's facing possession of a firearm by a felon and a felony drug charge. He was released from jail on a $5,000 bond in September 2023. When they released him in September 2023, they gave him the okay to kill. They gave him the okay to say, oh, well, he done had plenty of violations with a firearm by felon, but here, there you go. Do it again. And look what he did. Look what he did. All right. I have another article, which was posted March 19th, 2024. So a day after the article that I just read. Search warrant reveals new details in murder of Charlotte mother, 2 children. A search warrant released this week reveals new details in the murder of a Charlotte mother and her 2 children. On Friday afternoon, March 15th, authorities executed a search at an apartment unit located at 405 Orchard Trace Lane after Markayla Johnson, 22, and her 2 children, 4-year-old Miracle Johnson and 7-month-old Messiah Johnson, had been reported missing by family on March 3rd. Documents state that Johnson had moved from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina in the fall of 2023 to an apartment along Orchard Trace Lane in Charlotte to be with a new man she met online. So what I'm not understanding is the new man Benjamin Taylor. Is this the new man that she met? Because, like, it's like three stories. It's like he was her boyfriend, then he was the father of the kids, and now she was to be with a new man she met online. So I'm saying, was she getting away from Benjamin, or was Benjamin the one she met? But in my mind, I'm thinking that's who she met, Benjamin. According to search warrant documents, redacted, they got redacted in the parentheses, meaning, you know, it was published, like, I guess edited, so they took the name out who's stating this. So according to search warrant documents, redacted states that November 3rd, 2023, they came to Charlotte, where they retrieved both children from 405 Orchard Trace Lane. Okay, so state that Johnson had moved from Myrtle Beach in the fall of 2023 to the apartment along Orchard Trace Lane in Charlotte to be with a new man she met online. So I'm thinking that he is the new man. Okay, according to the search warrant, redacted states that November 3rd, 2023, they came to Charlotte. So her family must live in Myrtle Beach. Her family live in Myrtle Beach. They came to Charlotte to pick up the children from 405 Orchard Trace Lane. Redacted was reported to have been high on narcotics when she was picked up and was in care of the children. So it was reported to have been high on narcotics when she picked up and was in care of the children. Redacted states that sometime around the third week of January 2024, redacted left Myrtle Beach again with both children and states she was going back to live at 405 Orchard Trace Lane. Search warrant document states that the family said text messages received from Johnson's phone number were not like her and did not match up with their experience of how she normally communicates. They believe it was related to her living arrangements, mental health concerns, and possible drug use. So 405 Orchard Trace Lane is not somewhere where she had signed the lease and all that. I'm believing that this is where this man that she met offline stayed, which allegedly I think is Mr. Taylor, Benjamin Taylor. So January she left to go back over there. Search warrant documents state that the family said text messages received from Johnson's number were not like her, as I stated just earlier. So she was going through it. Redacted states that redacted and redacted paternal grandmother have a custody agreement in place, and the grandmother gets the children on most weekends. Sorry, baby. I'm sorry you had to go through this. The grandmother has not seen the children or heard from them, redacted, since she left home in January, and redacted has missed all of the weekend visits since she was last seen. Search warrant documents state. An unnamed woman and other family members went to Johnson's apartment unit at 405 Orchard Trace Lane to try and speak with her or anyone there, but there was no answer. An unnamed woman and other family members went to Johnson's apartment. Okay, it's crazy. An emergency record request on her cell phone showed that the phone was turned off on March 3rd in the area of 405 Orchard Trace Lane and has not been turned back on. On March 6th, redacted with Orchard Trace Apartments communicated that he entered the apartment unit at 405 Orchard Trace Lane to conduct a wellness check on behalf of the apartment complex and advised that he did not observe any necessary items to care for a child or baby, to include no food, bedding, clothing, diapers, toys, anything related to child care, documents state. Based on the above facts and circumstances, it is believed that there is probable cause that child abuse or neglect has been or is being committed. So he went into that apartment March 6th, the maintenance man of the apartments or whoever, and they was not in there. March 3rd, her phone was cut off. So you allegedly took them somewhere, did something to them, and brought them back to the apartment complex and left to flee to California. That's sad. And I would really like to know what site did she meet him off of. He looks like a demon. He looks like a demon. The remains of Johnson and her 2 young children were found by authorities at a Northeast Charlotte home Friday afternoon, March 15th. Their official cause of death is unknown at this time. A missing persons report was made on March 3rd when Johnson and her 2 young children went missing from Orchard. So they just replaying. CMPD did not notify the public until several days later on March 8th. So even though she was missing on March 3rd, they didn't even say nothing until March 8th. Till March 8th, they didn't even report this. And now that's why I can see why the police have regret. Because I felt like something could have been done. Like March 3rd, they might not have been dead. He could have just been possibly made her turn her phone off, riding them around, talking crazy. We don't really know. I'm just allegedly thinking. Them first 3 days was critical. It said Benjamin Taylor, 34, Johnson's alleged boyfriend, was arrested in Imperial County, California. So I don't even think he was the dad of these kids. He just shot these kids like that, killed them. This girl trusted that you loved her. She trusted her kids around you and you hurt them. On Saturday, March 16th, so he was arrested on the 16th, a day after they found their bodies. He is charged with 3 counts of murder and 1 count of death concealment. He is currently awaiting extradition to North Carolina. According to the North Carolina Department of Adult Correction, Taylor has a lengthy criminal history dating back to 2007. I really hate that. And as I stated in the beginning, I want to give my full condolences to the mother of Markayla, to the family members of Markayla, paternal and maternal, for Messiah and Miracle. I am so sorry, y'all. If it's anything that I could do, please let me know. Stay strong. Let Markayla, Messiah, Miracle move through you guys. Seek justice and do not let it stop there. Let's protect other people from getting this kind of harm done to them. I don't want no more families hurting like this. I am so sorry. This Crime in the Hood TV, y'all. As this case gets further into the investigation and more details are being released, I will update. Just remember, y'all, love each other. Stay safe and put down the guns, please.